connection, and we're just continuing with what we did in her first video. I'm just asking a little more from her this time. As you can see, she's quite nice and connected, and she's really understanding most of the time what I am asking of her.
She can see she needs to muscle up, honestly, a lot.
There I'm asking her to go to the right, which she didn't want to do that much of, and she doesn't really like it. She prefers to go the other way.
And they don't like to be rushed. No. They'll tell you all about it. Ask me, I know. I've had them since he was 2
Straight on acknowledgement there.
So we're just working still on connection and simple instructions. So I'm asking her to go right here again, and then I draw her back to me.
So she's, most horses are one-sided.
Yeah.
She definitely doesn't, she prefers me on the right side.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm going to just keep trying to change
Yeah,
it
she's
over onto
leaving
that
me.
side.
Yeah. Does she block you if you come round
Yes.
this side?
Yeah, so you'll see now when I change over, she'll either leave me, because she doesn't like it.
And seeing if I can draw her back
Like
again,
now I'm trying
which
to get
seems to work.
opportunity to go like
And
that.
then I ask her to go right, which she doesn't really like doing.
Good.
And as soon as she goes, I take the pressure off.
Then I'll see if I can draw her back. And then I'm going to do that again.
Go on the side that she doesn't like.
Yeah.
I quite like to stick to liberty at this stage.
Ferra,
It really gives the horse the chance to choose to come and be with you. Here she leaves me again, and I'm asking for her attention. About now, I'm asking her, and she returns to me. And here she leaves again. I'm using a little bit of driving pressure this time just to keep her moving. See if she'll connect with me again. And now seeing if I can draw her back to me there. And back the other way. So this is 2 days later, and you'll see I've introduced clicker training at this stage. So I am rewarding her with food. Asking her to go around me to the right there. She got a bit stuck, and then I draw her back and give her a reward.
Feel.
And now I'm happy to put her on the line, as I feel the connection is most of the time there. She's mostly choosing to be with me at this stage.
When she puts her head down, I'm going to click her.
So I also use the rope now to start introducing her to the feel of the rope, which would also later on be your rein aid. So as I send her off, I actually want her to go off the feel of that rope when I send it to the side. So you see I lifted my left hand in the air, and she did still need me to back it up with my flag, but eventually I'd like her to just go off the feel of that rope when I lift it to the left or the right. And now I'm also clicking and rewarding her when she puts her head down. I'm still also backing her up a lot, especially when introducing food, just to keep her from coming on top of me and to respect that space. So I've lifted it to the right, and there she goes. Bit of prompting from the flag again. And I'm waiting for a moment to reward her. When her head's down, I'm going to reward her. Sometimes I will wait and get 2 or 3 head downs before I actually bring her in and give her a treat for that. Now we've started on the trot, and the same rule will apply, where I will want her to lower her head, and then I will be giving her rewards. Sometimes I'll click her, but not actually reward her. And as she starts to develop the understanding for the clicker training, you can do a few clicks in between the click where you actually give a reward. And they'll still know that they're on the right track and getting the right feedback from you. They'll know that they are doing what you are asking. So here I'm just seeing if I can get her attention back with me.
I'm just going to go back to that.
Instead of actually pulling her with the rope and forcing her, I want to draw her back to me.
Depending on what your horse
That's
does
very
is how
important.
you're gonna, what your next step is going to be.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for her to come back to me instead of
I mean, I could make
pulling
her
her
go
back
on
to
there,
me here.
but I'm rather going
And
to
there
use
she
that as an
comes back.
opportunity to get her attention back.
Yeah.
So here she leaves me again, and I will ask for her attention back by flapping the flag, maybe making a little bit of noise. So she comes back to me, and then we go the other way. So I rewarded her there because she walked quite nicely there for quite a few steps with her head down. So here she goes really nicely off just the feel of the rope, which is what we're aiming for. And just by lifting my body energy very slightly, she goes into a trot, which is also lovely. And her head stayed low for quite long there, for quite a few steps. And now I'm just looking for another moment where I'm going to reward her. Okay, so she goes nicely off the feel of that rope again. And just gently goes into a trot. As you can see there, her head is really starting to stay down, and she's quite soft through her body.
Back, back. Good. Okay. Yeah, you don't, I think we've got enough.
The following day, we put a saddle on Ferra. As you can see, the tension level has gone up substantially since putting the saddle on her back. So I'm going to be working with her to regain the softness through her body and the relaxation in her. Ferra has been very lightly backed a couple of years prior, and since then has just been on the farm. She had a bit of resistance to going forward, which mostly we have figured out and worked through. And yeah, everything else was looking great, so I thought it would be a good time to put the saddle on her back and just see how she felt about it. Yeah, so you can just see like everything has sped up a little bit. Her movements are faster. She's thinking a lot faster, and there's just a lot more tension in her. So we will prioritize getting her back to a relaxed state of mind until doing anything further with her. She will. So because Ferra is quite tense about this whole saddle situation, she will, as well as speeding up, she will want to leave me more. And again, I then go back to the same exercise where I work on getting her focus back with me. And sometimes when they are tense, you can see the tension there in her face, in her ears. When they are tense, you might have to work a little bit longer at getting them to come and connect again with you. So I just keep trying, getting her attention, backing off when she looks at me. You can see as she looks at me, I kind of walk away a little bit, take the pressure off a little bit, till eventually I can hopefully draw her back to me. So there she comes back, and then we will continue with what we were doing before that. So you can see now that the relaxation is coming back. Her body looks softer. She's moving a lot slower, and the head is starting to come down again as it was before we put the saddle on. And so that is the goal. So that's looking a lot nicer again.
How nice is that?
And she's leaving again. And this time I just see if I can just prompt her to move forward and then reconnect with her again. She moves forward, and then I ask her to go up into a trot, and then I reward her quite soon after that. Just keeping up that connection again. Once I've achieved that relaxation that we had before the saddle, I would probably then stop for the day. So I think this is our final bit, and if she goes nice and calmly, then I'd probably end it that day over there. As you can see, that has been achieved, so I will leave it there for the day.